Well, the ANC's National Executive Committee meeting entered the second day today, following a week of drama. The first day yesterday saw the suspended Secretary General and former Minister Bongani Bongo being disconnected after the ANC moved to implement an NEC resolution that those facing serious criminal charges step aside. Magashule had refused to budge, which meant he was suspended by his deputy. Now, we've heard that leaked audio suggesting that the very sustainability and the future of the party has been discussed. One of the topics at the NEC, which is the highest decision-making body of the ANC between conferences. To discuss, we're joined by political analyst Professor Lesiba Teffo. Thanks, Prof, for being with us as always. Of course, we have to be careful about clips taken out of context. Thabo Mbeki didn't finish his full statement in what I've heard, so I'm not exactly sure where he stands, but certainly there have been those warnings, which those who released the clip maybe wanted to highlight. Old reports have also resurfaced that the President, Ramaphosa, wanted to collapse the party. Those were claims. His supporters would no doubt say that Magashule is trying to implode the party. The question to you is, how substantial do you believe the threat is right now to the very foundation of the ANC?
Yes, yes, it's about the ANC, that is true, right? But it's more about the country than the ANC. We'll get back to that question maybe at a later stage. But the issue here is that either way you look at it, the ANC is at war with itself. You choose which sections you want to align yourself with. And it becomes difficult also even for us, those who are fairly independent in our analysis, to begin to make sense of what is going on. Because whatever I'm saying right now, we are talking about a pot that is still being cooked, and then we don't know what the outcome of that would be by tomorrow. But there is no unison and understanding of the decisions that they take.
Yeah.
One, they have taken a decision on step aside, let's call it that. But they don't agree on the interpretation of the step aside rule. Now they want an outsider, an arbiter, perhaps even the court, to assist them to understand their understanding and agreement on the step aside rule. So it's quite murky, and we'll let it flow, but I think the courts are likely to be gotten busy. That's one. Number two, in the process, there will be no winner. Neither Ace nor Ramaphosa. It is the ANC's soul that is being tormented, and it's the ANC as a party that's likely to be them.
In all this murkiness, Professor, it does seem clear that the NEC is accepting the suspension of Ace Magashule, but not his attempted suspension of Cyril Ramaphosa. Well, one of them was left standing at the meeting itself. Does that not mean, as a report suggested today, that Ace has then been aced, or do you stand by your assertion that there's no clear winner here?
Look, the suspended suspends the suspender, and the suspender wants to suspend the suspended or resuspend. Either way you look at it, it is not clean, it's not good. And that's why I say perhaps it's less about the ANC than about the country. The past 20 years, the worst thing that happened for me, and I was there in Polokwane on that fateful night when it was raining, is the how part of removing President Mbeki. They have to contend with that, and for years to come, that is going to haunt them.
Yeah.
Because they got it, and they were so brutal with each other as if they were oppositions, yet they belong to the same family. And even now, it is all about that. The West, Ramaphosa, in my view, would make a fairly good, competent president. But unfortunately, he operates within a framework that is called the tripartite alliance. And the West opposition doesn't come from the opposition. The opposition is in disarray. His opposition comes from within, from his own And unfortunately, in the process, the country suffers.
So you're saying he's being completely hamstrung, whatever his intentions were?
Undoubtedly. I've said that ad nauseum. He may have the way all, and I think he has, but he will never ever realize his full potential.
Yeah.
Take the country forward. Yes, he said Tumamina, and he was too much, and I think he had the potential to make a difference. But his worst enemy, his worst opposition is from within. And perhaps it is no longer about the ANC. It's about the electorate. It is about the people of South Africa. Keep asking for more of the same. I maintain the future lies in coalition governments. I maintain ANC is endowed with immense talent, and those have been marginalized, vilified, renounced, and denounced. If they were to lose power, after 5 years or 10 years come back, the leeches, the traitors, the corrupt will fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
And good men will restore the ANC, and this country will be better served. Otherwise, I suggest, let them lose power and go into a coalition with the DA, which runs its government fairly well wherever it governs, for the sake of the country, for the sake of the beloved country. Let's try a coalition government. The ANC has served us well, but it's time to bow out and be reborn and go into a coalition with whoever. Anyway, I hold no brief for the DA, but I cannot deny the fact that wherever they govern well.
Well, on that note, I mean, the ANC advanced in recent by-elections, so isn't your dream a pipe dream? It seems South Africans who vote ANC do so emotionally, whatever the ructions within the party at the time.
That is the source of the problem for the African mindset. It's not about the ANC, it's about the country. It's about the continent. It's about the black man who says, my liberator can never be wrong. And the Zimbabweans are the good example thereof. Even at 91, they still wanted to give Mugabe 7 years. And where are we? With him, they are presiding now. Mnangagwa is presiding on the ruins of former Zimbabwe. He never built Zimbabwe. They were supposed to. And South Africans, after 27 years, they cannot tell me they are building South Africa. They are presiding over what was left by the National Party. And with brutal efficiency, they are destroying the foundation that was laid. And we could have built on that. With Mandela and Mbeki, we started well. Somewhere, things went off the rails. And I can assure you, unless we reimagine a future whereby we start with a coalition and accept that the ANC served us well, but it's no longer worthy of being in power. And by the way, don't forget, the liberation movement only remains in power legitimately for about 20 years. Beyond that, it's only by hook or by crook.
Yeah. All right, we have to leave it there. Thank you for your strong views tonight. That was political analyst Professor Lesiba Teffo.